Meow, and welcome to my channel. I'm Destiny, and if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I'm a sweet Lolita and I love everything cute and adorable. Before I get into today's video, Happy Chinese New Year! Today's February 7th, which is the third day of the Chinese New Year. To celebrate the Year of the Boar, I'm wearing a handmade Chi Lolita dress that I made last year for when my husband and I went to see the Shen Yun performance in Cleveland. Today, I wanted to talk about how I got into making my own dresses. When I was younger, I was really into Gothic style. I wish I had pictures to show you all, but I have been searching for years and none have turned up. My family wasn't too fond of the style, so no one was keen on documenting it. One day when I was looking through some dresses for a school dance, I happened across a dress on a certain infamous Lolita scan website from back in the day. It was black with corset lacing, lots of ruffles and bows, and a poofy skirt. I tried to convince my mom into letting me buy it, but she had enough sense to realize that the dress was terrible quality and steered me away from it. For the next few years, I kept seeing dresses in that style, completely unknowing what the style was. I loved the poof and the ruffles, but could never find anything in that style other than the cheap knockoff pieces. Eventually, I gave up on searching. Fast forward like 6 years after I graduated college, my best friend, who's basically my sister, texts me about this fashion she's getting interested in. She sent me a couple of pictures and I was immediately revisited by my days ogling over these super cute dresses. She had ordered a piece off of aforementioned scam website, and after realizing what a scam it was, started doing some research and found the gorgeous fashion that is Lolita. She was incredibly lucky and was living in LA at the time, and was able to go to the Baby Stars Shine Bright shop and see some real brand dresses. She told me all about the real brands that sold Lolita and set my love for the fashion back into motion. This time, I fell head over heels in love with sweet Lolita. Such a drastic difference from my Gothic days, but there was nothing I could do to sway my mind from the beautiful pastels and the giant poofy skirts. I ended up on Closet Child, where I bought my first dress, an angelic pretty OP that I wore in my Meet My Kitty video. After receiving it and putting it on, I realized the typical measurements for brand dresses isn't exactly my friend. My bust measurement is pretty much exactly the max for most of them, which means if I'm feeling a little bloated or I ate too much, it's not going to fit. I had a small amount of sewing experience and a pretty creative mind, and I thought to myself that it would be fun to try and make one for myself that would fit me a little bit more comfortably. Right around that time, I also found out that in the summer, there was a convention nearby to where I live that had a Lolita tea party, and I asked my friend if she wanted to come up and visit me and go to the convention. My goal was to complete my own dress by that time, so when she told me that she wanted to come, I started working. I spent so much money on the materials for that dress and tried so many different techniques that I'd never tried before. It was also the first time that I'd made my own pattern. I figured out how to take my own measurements and how to translate that onto the fabric. Also, I only had a standard entry-level sewing machine at the time, so I made a lot of French seams, which led to a lot of bulky sections and a lot of broken needles. When I started nearing the completion, I ordered a cheap off-brand blouse, which is still one of my favorites, and pulled out my shoes from my wedding, which coincidentally was a pair of off-brand Lolita shoes. When I put that first coordinate on, I knew I was in love. I felt so happy and cute and me, and all I wanted to do was make more of them. Making Lolita is not easy. There's a lot that goes into picking fabrics and finding good lace and designing something that actually looks Lolita. There are times that I make a design, and the more I look at it, the less Lolita it looks. While sweet is definitely my favorite to make and wear, I also do make a few Gothic and classic style dresses and skirts. I plan to make a start-to-end tutorial series on my process of making a Lolita jumper skirt so that you can see all that really goes into each step of making a piece and its accessories. Since I'm not a brand and also not an artist, a lot of how I start a new piece is by finding a fabric. Usually when I find a fabric that I really like, I can see in my head a general idea of what I want it to look like as a finished product. Then I have to figure out how I can make that work as a dress. Then I'll draw out my design and sketch out measurements for each piece to ensure that I have enough fabric to complete it. I can't tell you how many times I've run out of fabric in the middle of a project and couldn't get more. That leads me to getting really creative with some things. From there, I start the fun part, and before long, a new piece will be born. Thanks for watching my video. Do you or someone you know make your own Lolita pieces or accessories? Leave me a comment below. I love hearing about other artists that make their own pieces.